think I'm live, but I'm not entirely certain about that. There may literally be nothing that you can hear. Again, one of my first times on here. I'm gonna make a check here real quick and make sure that I am actually on line. That's the wrong one. That one. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm live on Facebook. That's very cool. All right, guys, if you're here and you're seeing all this, then please come on over to Twitch, and you can chat with me there. Who knows? Maybe it'll be cool. Maybe it won't be. Nobody really knows. Sorry, I have music going on in my ear because they won't let me have music otherwise. So, no problem. That's why I have headphones. Or so I tell people. I'm going to do this thing. Alright. Let's see how this goes. See if I can't kind of, make this work. It's like even putting up. Okay. Fair enough. So at any rate, so I'm working on the VCX 100 at this point in time. I'm modifying it quite a bit though. So what I'm doing here is, like if you can see here, like I'm using the Wacom tablet, and so this little diddly-do thing here is, it's got a bunch of like hotkeys on it and stuff like that. So it allows me to like, not have to worry about a keyboard while I'm doing things. There's apparently some kind of other stuff that you can get that will do essentially the same thing. But where I'm at right now is, as you can see, I am just adding in some design elements here. So I'm going to continue to do that. Alright. It's not going to be the same as the Ghost because I am very much. I don't like that. It's not going to be the same as Ghost because again, it was a cartoon. So for me, there's some differences. I feel like maybe doing some I've always felt like it was a little bit too thin as far as the ship goes, but here we are. So yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm coming in here into like these areas. Okay. I'm coming into these areas, and I am going to do a lot of like just sort of like art additions that where I'm adding like paneling that doesn't really exist, and whatnot. This is all on like on a layer that is not terribly this is just kind of, oh, never mind, I'm not on the right layer, so let's get rid of all that. How about I go back up to the correct layer, which is this layer here. So essentially what it is it's going to be kind of it's an external layer. So basically I've got like guides and whatnot. I've been utilizing this as like a model. As you can see, this is kind of where we're at now with the whole thing. I am adding in these panels and trying to like keep things. So basically I'm going to get the basic shape down, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to make some alterations to the shape. I'm going to give it some little more flourished edges. I'm going to try to like round out some areas where I feel like it's it's doing all right. So where are we at here? That's 3 years ago. a few seconds ago. Oh, cool. So, Decon Benderman, 19 minutes ago. Oh, Caitlin. And then 21 days ago, something happened. All right, at any rate, hi guys, how's it going? For all two of you, I actually don't know how many people, I don't know what I'm doing here, all right? This is really what it boils down to. This is sort of the first little test in a number of years. So at any rate, mostly what I've been doing lately has been my fine art, but I'm kind of taking. I also know that I have a lot of people who love this art as well, so we're kind of. I understand that, and I appreciate everybody. So as a result, here we are. So what I'm doing here is I'm just laying out some blocks, essentially. And the way that I'm thinking here is that I think that I want this guy to come down a little bit further, like so. And then I want to make a bit of a curve here. All right. Photoshop's got this great sort of element where it allows you to sort of continue a line that is, not, and again, it only does it in straight lines right now. I think it can do it in like curved lines as well, but I haven't really played much with that. But I do have this thing now. Okay, so now you see this whole area that I have selected here. I can now go ahead and just select that entire area around the outside of it, but I also want to take these little cutouts out. All right, so I can now take this and I select the inverse of it. Are you guys seeing the actual thing? I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you're not seeing the pop-ups. I'm trying to see here. That doesn't look like you are. Or maybe everything's kind of lagged behind a little bit over here. Yeah, whatever. If it isn't working, then I will do a thing, So, alright. Okay. Hey, Warhammer 1999. No pop-ups. Okay. Well, that sucks. So, well, I will actually probably come in and change this for the next time around. But basically, I'll kind of walk through what I'm doing. You guys can just watch it as it stands. Right now, so basically, now I have that selected, and I selected the inverse of it. And so now I'm going to fill it with a, like my foreground color, which is black. All right. And as you can see, it fills in that entire area. So I'll deselect that. I'll now copy this layer. Where are we at? Duplicate the layer. All right. And then I will take that layer and I will flip it horizontal. Now, at this point in time, you just kind of need to move it across. This is the lovely, wonderful, time-consuming sort of thing. As we keep on going on with this as well, you're going to start noticing that like there are ridiculous amounts of like shitty slowdowns that will end up happening. It's just nothing you can do about it. Trust me, I've done everything I could possibly think of. This thing is a supercomputer, and it still slows down. So it's like it's a Xeon with like 36 cores and about 192 gigs of RAM. So I mean, it's just this insane machine, but still not quite what is needed to do this intense work that I'm working on right here. Now, I don't know if I like this little flare out here that we have going on. I may come in and actually alter that, but as it stands right now, I'm just trying to get them in place. So if I'm going to do that, I might actually end up doing it now. Why not? Yeah, I don't think I like it. Yeah, I think that maybe I want to see that kind of come back in. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that layer. I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to go back to here, to this guy. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to begin the process of, drop my thing. I'm going to begin the process of dropping my stuff. And we need to select a not variable eraser. Oh, I'm already getting decent slowdown. That's awesome. Or everything has frozen. One or the other. Alright. So there we go. Alright, so in essence what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna carve out this area. I'm erasing it out. In essence, to sort of see whether or not I like that. I think I like that a little bit better. It's got an interesting little thing, but I may put some of the stuff back in there, but not a lot of it. Here we are. So, from here, I'm going to do this. And that. Oh. You know, and I don't know what the thing is with music and all of the like YouTube and stuff like that, because I think this is going up on YouTube as well. One of the things that I'm actually kind of excited about is just kind of seeing just whether or not it all works, and that's why I'm deciding to just do this as a test. But this is going to be something that's going to kind of happen a lot. For the most part, I think that I'm going to be more silent in other times, and then we'll do like speed tutorials. One of the things that I will fix for next time is I will get this kind of all set up so that you guys can actually see all of the clicks and everything. Don't know why it's not showing that the source. Let me see here. Let me go into the source. Let me see if I can edit it. I'm gonna try capturing it as a screen. There we go. Let's see if this actually does the trick. Okay, edit. That working? Yes, awesome. Again, now you guys can all see all the drop downs and stuff like that I'm working with. So in essence, I'm gonna pop out here like that, so you can see. I'm gonna go over here to layer 11. I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I'm gonna go to edit, and I'm going to go to flip horizontal. All right, and then I'm gonna do the selection tool, which will allow me to now kind of use the arrow keys to move it over. Again, this is slow going, so you know what are you gonna do? So I'm trying to see whether or not I can see how many people are actually on here. I don't know. The number of people, I just don't know where it's at. Well, you know, Sin is sort of the guy that sent all of this up for me, so I have no idea what's going on. And as it stands in the future, I'm probably going to be doing all of these tutorials from my personal Twitch, and then it's going to get shared out to a bunch of other things and stuff like that. But there's a lot that kind of goes into that sort of thing. Oh, wow. Interesting. All right. That's got some stuff that I'm not seeing. That's interesting. Okay. Well, at any rate, I have some stuff that's off a bit. That looks about right. All right. So now we're seeing sort of the base body of the VCX. This guy here is going to go down to below really a lot of the fucking layers. It's going to be almost the bottom of it. Again, I've got a bunch of these layers that are not really connected, but all of them are going to go under. Oh, I also needed 11 regular. I need to put those guys together and make them one. So, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to select both these guys, and I'm going to merge these layers. And then I have a bunch of nose itches. I have a bunch of that's a good song. I have some stuff saved. Basically, it's just everything that I'm doing here. I'm kind of putting a stroke around it so that I can kind of see it through the haze of all of the stuff. So I'll be able to see it in orders and that kind of a thing. Again, what I ended up doing is that like I said, I felt like the VCX was a little bit thin as it stood. It's kind of interesting here. It's kind of... Alright, upper wing hall. Accents. Get rid of these guys up here. Let's see how we're doing. Alright, this is where we're laying at this point. I think that we got that one. Is that one? No, let's do this. Alright, so this needs to go over a little bit further. That looks about right. Balancing these guys out because I want that to kind of come all the way over to the edge. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Oh, what is this? Oh, I never actually dealt with that. Alright, so this guy is going to come over a little bit further down, I think. Maybe. I kind of like that. And then up to the edge there. If I go over this way, kind of sort of a stepped kind of thing there. Or, in essence, I can now take this, put that there. But I can select this guy, which I really like as a design. I'm going to cut that out of here. Alright, then I'm going to move this guy over as not part of that. But I am going to connect it to here. I'll bring this up. Yeah, I'm liking that design there. Because again, we're kind of throwing things into place. I mean, let's take a look about where it's supposed to be. Like, I think that's an element that was on there. Okay, yeah, that element's actually supposed to be here. And it should be up above in the accents area. There we go. Okay, there we are. Alright, this here now is up and over. Like that. Okay. So, like I said, one of the things that I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to make a cartoon, essentially, look good. It's not really... I mean, again, it's a cartoon. So you end up with these problems, like where it doesn't really look real in a lot of ways. It looks kind of, false, I guess, in a lot of ways. Because it gets a little bubbly and there's a style to the cartoon and that kind of thing, which is wonderful. It's great, but it's not what I'm trying to go for here. I'm actually trying to almost do some of design. I've always been very curious about the windshield situation on the Ghost. So there's like two of them. There's the upper one and then there's a lower one. That's also an area that we're going to get into. Like, I'm going to sort of take this lower guy. There we go. All right. And so I've got this one. There's another one that goes here. I'm actually considering, because it looks kind of like a bomber cockpit in the animation. But I think I'm going to take it. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a Carillion, Falcon-like design. Not exactly the same, but I'm gonna block it off a little bit more and make it a little weird. Like, this guy up here is going to remain a little rounded. All right, but the one down below, I think I'm going to make a bit more like a YT class cockpit in a way. The VCX is very closely related to the YT, so there's no reason why we can't do that. They're both light freighters. This thing's actually much bigger than the Falcon, but I guess not much bigger, but bigger, So let's take a look here. Upper windshield. Let me start selecting some stuff. I need to do some duplications here and mirrors. Duplicate layer. Edit. And again, there's a lot of tedium that goes into it. What we're doing right now with this sort of section of it is I'm just creating the design. And the design is based heavily on the original concept, but at the same time, it's got these other bits to it. Like, I like this. I like the design process. I like how it all kind of comes together. I like doing it. It's fun to create these things. But, at the same time, I want it to be recognizable. I did the same sort of thing with an Enterprise, the Enterprise D. I very much felt that there was some differences, like when you really sat down with it, the Enterprise D kind of didn't have a hold on. Essentially the same thing, but let's see. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain if I'm still on Facebook or not. Oh, whatever. Looks like I'm actually still there. All right, that's cool. It was just kind of not paying attention to where I was at. All right. What was I saying? There's nobody here. Nobody can tell me. That's great. All right. Yes. Cool. The mini feed. I really should put like maybe a listing of Sin, if you're gonna, hopefully you're watching this. Well, probably not right now. You're out on a date. But if you're watching this, don't watch this, okay? Because you know you should be being on a date. All right. At any rate, the thing that I'm looking at here is that I kind of want to be able to tell who's on and like a maybe a list of people and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a thing. Users in chat. Oh. Okay. So there's like 2, 4, 6 of you right now. I found it. That's kind of cool. I have one. Oh, and then I have one viewer right now. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Anyway, sorry. I'm learning a thing, so I'm infinitely fascinated by the technical bullshit that goes along with it. So those guys are done now. Did I already merge them? Yes. And so now paste the layer style. So I got that back on there. Now I'm gonna go back down here to this guy, and I'm gonna duplicate this layer, and I'm going to flip this one horizontal as well. I was always a little bit up in the air about doing these things because, you know, from my perspective, there's a lot of the magic is lost whenever you realize that there's just an awful lot of like tedium that goes into the creation of these things. I mean, when I'm doing paintings and stuff like that, there's always a hell of a lot less tedium with that. There's a lot more exciting. And these get exciting towards the end, but it's a lot of trial and error in a lot of ways, which, you know, is still okay. Alright, there we go. Why did I lose my music? That is not okay. I was listening to Modest Mouse. And, you know, here we are. We're not listening to Modest Mouse right now because it stopped. Alright, well, that was weird. Okay. Back. Those guys are now... No, they're not quite. I like that. Yeah. No. It's gotta go like that. Alright, well, got less of a thing, but still, it looks nice. Alright. So, same thing, get rid of the stroke. And then we merge those layers. Then I'll add the stroke back in just so we can see it. And I'm going to do this one as subtle accent. Alright. And so basically, so I've got accents, I've got subtle accents, I've got interior accents. These guys here are kind of the access tubes and whatnot. But like, there's an awful lot of this that is beginning to come together. I'm a little bit up in the air with what to do here in this area. I think there's an awful lot of this where Alright, well, Oops. Yeah. So there's always accidents that end up happening. This layer back here that I was working on, which I'm going to call hull, and then I'm going to duplicate it because I really want to do this thing where I'm going to add some designs to it. Okay. Really wish you guys could be listening to music with me, but Float On, it's a great song. I think everybody needs a little of that in their lives from time to time. Just being able to slide, you know, it's hard to do that. You know, get caught up in so much bullshit that none of us really realize what kind of pain we cause. And we cause a lot of pain. You know. Alright, so yeah, now let me go here. I'm gonna get rid of that. We got the harness, general, eraser brush, right round. I don't want any that stuff. I'm gonna take this size down. So I'm not bragging or anything, but I got some awesome music. I'm just saying. Alright, I am bragging, but I'm doing it for a good reason. Because it's amazing. Boom, boom. Funk music. Love me funk music. It is sort of a thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually creating some panels, but I'm gonna follow line work and whatnot, and some of it is going to be there we go. Okay, so that's going to be a panel that's going to get chopped out. But I'm going to leave that bit there in the center. So basically what I've done is I've just duplicated that area. And I'll put another area in. And then inside of here, I'm going to add another one. One of the design elements that I've been noticing about the VCX is that it has these weird kind of repeating sort of panels and whatnot. Some of them are nested within themselves, like kind of like these guys down here, kind of nested and whatnot. So I'm just doing the same thing, but I think I'm going to leave the panel on as well. So it's just as a note. I may duplicate that a little bit with some other design work, but for right now, this is gonna be the way it is. I might take some of them out, I might leave some of them in. I'm really kind of up in the air about it. So So, I had a person in my life a long time ago introduced me to, well, sort of the beauty of Moulin Rouge. And later on, I had relationships that honestly had problems with the fact that I had a connection to it, and they always associated it with the other person I was with, and I'm beginning to get to a point in my life where I just don't really understand how people can allow themselves to be controlled by insecurities. I mean, I get how it happens, obviously, and people just, it's not their fault, and nobody's doing anything wrong, obviously. It just ends up being sad to watch, people that you care about, not enjoying beauty because their brains won't let them. Not enjoying love because their brains won't let them. It's one of the worst feelings in the world to be able to, maybe just it's hard to just help, and not really feel like you're actually getting caught up in the damage and whatnot. And you're not, maybe you're doing the right things, but oftentimes you're not. But there's also no way for you to really know what is necessary, People we love are often hurt the most by I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. We can edit that out in post. We won't, but we could. So I want these to continue and remain raw and kind of be the things that are that. Because there's a lot of things that I talk about. There's going to be a lot of things I am going to talk about, and they're going to be very personal to me, and they're going to be a lot of where things in my life have failed. And I learned to accept therapy, something I should have done a long time ago. And but you get these things in your head like, oh, you're gonna be fine, don't worry about it, you got this covered, and you don't have it covered. That's the big secret. Although it's really not a secret, everybody knows, but you don't because you're fucked up. There's something to be said about music that's poetry. There's a great band that I'm listening to right now called the XX, and they're not overproduced, and they're not difficult as far as a band goes. It's simple, and it's beautiful, and it's got a lot of meaning and passion that goes along with it. You come back to that whole Moulin Rouge thing, and it's difficult because at some point in time maybe I'm going to have somebody else in my life, and that person now, do I let the things that are deep passions kind of be there and be available? Do you hide everything away and only do something that's new? But once you get older, it's difficult to do new things. with every person that you care deeply about. And again, I don't see why you should. You just, if you enjoy a thing, then of course the thing you want to do is to share it with the people that you love the most. And I think we need to start trying to normalize that feeling. One of the things I like about doing these designs like this is that it becomes really easy to imagine that each of these sections is like a hatch for a specific system and stuff like that. But then, of course, the systems aren't going to be the same on the two sides of the ship. They're going to be individual for each side. Yeah. Like this panel over here that I'm about to create is like, maybe going to be a little bit less. I'm going to do this. It's going to follow this. And again, you can always come back in and kind of clean these guys up and do things. Like I'm going to add... What the hell happened there? Oh, I know what happened. The biggest problem... One of the things I wish you could do on Photoshop is to put the scroll bar on the other side. Because I keep... Every damn time I hit it with my hand, and it's got to be a problem for everybody. I feel like maybe there is actually a way to do this, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I remember when I very first time I used I've been using Photoshop for a while, and one of my good friends, Amul, asked me a question about the process of how I did a thing in Photoshop. And Amul is a master of Photoshop. Like he spent so much time. I think he actually even went and had classes and learned how to use this damn program. And I never did any of that. I just stumbled my way through a lot of it, which is, incidentally, stupid. Just for the record. Nobody should ever just think that you can stumble your way through learning anything. Like, why would you do that? You have the benefit of all of these people that have gone through their trial and error sort of phases and stuff like that, and here we are. I'm gonna kind of check in here on Facebook. I guess that's one of the things that I'm trying to learn here with all of this is that let me take a look here. So I am live here. Do people see my stuff? Where am I at? There's that. Okay. Let me see here. Looks like I'm still going. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of a lag, but still not bad. Just trying to keep abreast of things. I know that there's not going to be a lot of people on at this time of night, Unfortunately, I got started a little bit late today, but you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I've been. I think I've been getting better over time. It's kind of difficult to imagine what's going to end up happening with me in my life and stuff like that, you know. But I'm a weird one when it boils right down to it. I believe in love. And I believe in love so much that it will probably kill me in the end. Not like I'm going to commit suicide or something stupid like that. I just mean I'm going to believe in it for so long that everything else will pass me by. I'm not an idiot. And I know that, like, regardless of what the future holds, I'll be okay. You know? It's just hard to see the, you know, forest for the trees at times. But I am a lot happier than I have been in a very long time, in spite of, you know, all of this crap that's been going on in my life. It's actually hilarious. I'm doing the work here on this, and then like I'm looking down here on Facebook, and it's happening, but it's happening like a little later. You know, like everything that's happening up here, I'm sure it's a delay for you guys, but at the same time for me, it's not so much a delay. You know. All right, let's see here. Okay, well that's looking pretty good. There. Now, let's start looking at some of these all right, so these two are the entryways. So let's, okay, wait, which one's this? This is entryway, right? This is an important stage. Dear God, if I can teach anybody anything when dealing with Photoshop and all of these ridiculous layers, just label everything. You know? Even if it's just a kind of, you know, and like I like mistype all the time. So like one of those is called interny, right? But whatever, doesn't matter. Not gonna make any difference in the grand scheme of things. This one here is accent panels. I'm actually like really terrified of stuff getting like, you know, all my sound getting turned off because of music that I'm listening to and stuff like that. So yeah, and so please, if anybody is on here and you hear music, tell me, because you know it's gonna get turned off on YouTube probably. I don't know how to do that. Honestly, to be fair, I need to kind of figure out some stuff when it comes right down to this. I think I'm going to need to pay somebody to, like, moderate, I think, on these major things that we're working on. What was that? This one. Oh, okay. These are front pylons. And I didn't spell that right either. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But I think that is... Oh, nope. Here we go. What is this layer? Ah. You know... Upper hull... Alright, so I'm going to do this thing now where I do that. And so, if you have not, and I recommend it highly, listen to Harry Soulman yet? I really just get off your ass, alright? Just go, look him up, and just absorb the ridiculousness that is that man. You know, he is just outrageous. All right. Okay. Better ever to look at this song that I'm listening to right now called Fuck Everything. And it's just insanely ridiculous. Oh. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to add a line, not erase some shit. Everything. But I say it's the thing that sets me free. Give a shit what you think of me. No, I don't give any shits. Alright. Okay. Why am I doing this here? Ah! Got it. Let's deselect there. I don't know what that was. Alright. There we go. Let's see now. What in the hell? Alright. This is still called testing. I have no idea why. It is not supposed to be called that. But, you know what? We're going to figure this shit out. And it's all going to be better. Alright. I'm going to fill this guy. There you go. Oh, all of these lovely bands. Dude, seriously, I can't. I can't even. So when I was very young, well, when I was younger, I was like 15. I was 15 through like 1920, something like that. I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 years. I sang in a band. Well, I sang in several bands, but I sang in one band. Well, it was a cover band that was both awesome and horrifyingly named. It was a punk rock cover band um, that we called Sloppy Seconds, which, to be fair, is wildly insensitive. I know, but it was, the 90s. Well, late 80s, early 90s. So, everybody had Suede. It was a thing. I'm still in love. I'm still in love with you, yeah. And I think that's one of the things that, like Al Green. Like, I want to sing Al Green and karaoke so goddamn bad. But I cannot hit his range for the fucking life of me. This is so difficult. All right, here we go. All right, let's do this thing. I'm gonna turn these guys off. Sorry. Side effect of talking while I'm doing art to people is that, I do put a lot of stuff in my mouth. It's a thing. Pun not intended, but accepted. So this guy here needs to come out a bit. Oh, David Bowie. Miss that guy. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Underbody. Okay. What else was on that? Let's take a look. That's fine. I am missing some stuff here, though. Thought I had one piece. These are raw. Alright. Did I miss turning something on? No? Alright. Fair. Well, whatever. Not like it was massively important. I'm gonna... Yeah. I don't know where it went. Got a little thingy. It's supposed to be there. Made, well, two of them. I think. Yeah. I need those. Boom, 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 boom. Never, never, never. Be interesting to see whether or not, like, me singing on Extreme is going to be enough to get my audio turned off. Why not? Let's test the waters. Let's do that thing where we're, poke the hippo, whatever, that kind of thing. Belong. What? Why? Oh. I can do this. There we go. All right. Very good. Expect you to die, Mr. Bond. Alright. So that guy. It's like that. Oh, Stevie Wonder. See, yeah, I guess that's another thing too. Like, I mean, I love concerts and stuff like that, but like, I'm a singer, so well, I was a singer, so I go to a concert and I always wanna be I want to be on the stage, you know. I don't want to be back here, not doing the stuff that really I love doing. It's hard to like keep that going, but at the same time, like whatever. That's not what I wanted to do. One of the nice things about Photoshop is that when you screw up, you just go back and you go, nope, that was wrong. Alright, so we have those guys. That'll solve that problem over there. But what were we looking at here? Okay, yeah, this one's a little complex, which I kind of like. No, nope, not that. Don't like it. Alright. So we need to go that there. So, I've always loved Toto, but there's a lot of really interesting things that go along with Toto. Like, for instance, Toto and Weird Al Yankovic have been like apparently sort of touring-ish together, but not really touring together. They just kind of promote each other's concerts to the point where, like, you know, like Toto fans became Weird Al fans and vice versa. It's very strange, but like, you know, awesome. I thought, you know, like just the idea. Like, it's one of the things I think we miss a lot in you know, modern society and everything, is that, I mean, really, when it boils right down to it, you know, like, why, if I'm an artist, for instance, which, you know, there's some debate about it, but if I decide that, like, you know, to help somebody who, you know, I like, you know, like, how, you know, hey, for the TTRPG, looks like a Corellian design. It is a Corellian design. It is a it's a VCX 100, which is it's a Corellian freighter. So it's in Rebels, the animated thing. I know, Chris. Hey, man, how's it going? Living abroad is awesome. Actually, right now, though, I'm in Ohio at the studio. So, yeah, just, you know, kind of like doing the thing. But yeah, no, but yeah, living in Europe is potentially the best thing ever. You know, there's only one thing that I can think of that would keep me from spending the rest of my life there, that would make me choose that. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So chances are pretty good I'm going to be in Europe. So yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so how is Colorado? Is it good? I mean, well, obviously it is if you're making that statement, but, you know, I always love Colorado. No, this is not art for the role-playing group. This is actually art that I'm doing for conventions and stuff like that. Now, to be fair, one of the things that I will be doing, like right away, I think, is going to be, oh, cool. Oh yeah, I can imagine. You see, there's so much, like, food is almost become a point of contention for me. You know, going to Europe and having proper food is, well, it becomes one of those things that makes it difficult to come back. You know, the only thing that brings me back each time is that I like all you guys. So, you know. And I would miss you all if I never came back. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and Germany is considered to be the shittiest food in all of Europe. So, you know, there's that. Actually, there's an argument that the further north you go in Europe, the worse the food gets. And for the most part, I can confirm. You know, the best food in Europe is Italy and France. I have not been to Spain yet, but I hear that the food there is amazing as well. I do know that their olives are like the best olives I've ever had in my life, so there's that, you know. And like, this is from a guy that didn't used to like olives, like, at all. You know, I just actually disliked them. I thought they were disgusting. And, you know, here we are. You know. So, yeah. It's a thing. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You don't have the actual ingredients that you need. You know, I mean, it's still similar, you know, in like in practice and whatnot, but like, but yeah, the actual, it's a matter of ingredients is really what it boils down to. Like Italian food is all about like the soil in which it's all grown in and stuff like that. Like for instance, I almost don't want to have tomatoes in Austria, you know, because the tomatoes in Austria are just they taste like fish. I really don't know, you know, like what's going on there. Oh, hold on, Ron. I'm trying to keep track of two separate things here. Twitch. I'm going to give you the link here. .tv/studio the sod. Yeah, okay, there you go. Sorry about the caps, though. But yeah, oh, I'll get the old logo on there. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would pop over to Twitch. I think that you can. I think you can full screen the stuff on Facebook as well, but I'm not entirely certain. All right, hold on. Yeah, right. First world problems. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, yeah. Don't get me started on first world. But yeah, the I know. So yeah, we do have a show in Denver. But I don't do it. So it is one of Sin and Becca's shoes. Although I've been thinking about, so we're expanding a lot. All of this is kind of part of that push and whatnot. The idea behind it is that I really do want to, there we go. Let's make sure that I'm not missing anything on Facebook as well. But yeah, sorry. What was I saying? I lost it. Yep. ADHD is a hell of a drug. Oh, Denver, right. So, yeah, so I got you, and then I got my buddy Elaine. You guys both live in Denver, and so I've been kind of considering coming out and doing things, but like, the push, right? So the push that we've been doing is getting it to the point where I'm not going to be doing shows very much. Like I don't want to do shows. I haven't wanted to do a lot of shows for a long time. They're just, I mean, I could be home doing art, you know, or I could be elsewhere doing art, or whatever. I could be traveling. I could be enjoying my life, you know, and stuff like that. But I do still like the shows, so I'm going to do them every once in a while. Yeah, they're very draining. They're like just kind of crazy. But I mean, again, you know, you come down to that place where you like I enjoy the time that I spend with everybody. So it's like trying to, and I've used them as an excuse to visit people for so long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pushing my appearances as more guest appearances at a lot of places, and really I'm going to give most all of the shows to the guys, and they'll send a person out and then a helper, and then on some of the major shows I'll show up, and we're also trying to expand everything to 10 by 20. Luckily, like we're getting some help with that, and I'm doing some paneling and stuff like that for things. But yeah, so I'll show up, I'll do a panel, and then I'll draw at the table and talk to the customers and stuff like that. Like on probably like Friday and Saturday or something like that, and then so I'll be flying in for Friday and Saturday, and then flying out, and that will be kind of like days where if you have bought artwork in the past and you need to have it signed, I can come in and I can sign all this for you. Or if you bought stuff previously, you can leave it at the booth, and then I'll, yeah, exactly, not dealing with the bullshit before, because trust me, that gets daunting, And it's not so much done. Like actually, I say that, but it's not the case in a lot of ways, Like it is and it isn't daunting. Like it's food in the U.S. is a joke, Ron. I'm right there with you. Are you on Twitch now, Ron? Because if so, there is also a chat in here as well. But I don't know if you have to be signed up for it in order to use the chat. Living out of suitcase. Those things aren't too bad. And again, I just love, I love being social, but to an extent. So, I didn't take the impact of this life seriously enough, and I've lost a lot because of it, and I don't intend to continue that mistake. I need to. I just need to be better. So I spent a lot of time not being me, because I was so stressed out because of my job. What are you gonna do, right? Slow down the way. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so the ship that I will be working on for the game, actually, let me see if I can pull it up here. Just so I can show you guys. I want to know, got to know now. Wrong one. Ugh. Okay, gaming arts. Is it in here? I don't think so. No, I think it's in sketches. Oh, actually, I know where it's at. Well, no, I don't. Scans, maybe? Oh, that's not there either. Well, it's up on the well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And yes, I did. I assumed, but also, it's been a while, so try not to assume too much. Oh, sorry, Ron. Yeah. It's yeah. I'm gonna look into whether or not I can set it up so that even if somebody doesn't have Twitch, they can still look at things and see things. Where is it? I do feel like it might be in here. No. This is all the reference for Twitch. CD. Yeah. That is not it. Yeah. Oh, at any rate, I can't find it. It's a. The ship is going to be called the Emancipation. Because we're gonna focus pretty heavily in on slavery as a concept within the Star Wars universe, because it's sort of something that's only been kind of mildly touched on. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's not it either. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I think. Which one does? This one that I'm working on right now? The VCX or the. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Kind of. And again, if you haven't watched Rebels, you really should. It's a remarkably good animated series. Really does a good job capturing the feel of Star Wars. In the very beginning, it feels kind of like Aladdin, but like whatever. You smile and nod. There we go. All right, still on the accents. Let's see here. Let's get some of these done. So sorry. Yes, I am. So yeah, I'm happy, but also sad. I'm a cacophony of emotions. Okay, I think that's about all I want to do right now. Oh, of course, deselect. Select inverse. Edit fill. Deselect. Alright. So that's a goodly amount of detail work. Now the paint jobs. Well, at least the yellow. Ugh. Alright. Yeah, so the game that yeah, the thing is that with the old EU stuff, I know that this isn't terribly popular, but with the exception of a few things, it was not very well done. There was a lot of there wasn't a lot of cohesion amongst a lot of it. There was, I think that maybe each individual piece could be considered good, but then once you start getting into all of it, it just kind of begins to break down, and it just isn't as cohesive. What they're doing now with the kind of expanded with the universe itself, the canon universe, they're just really diving down on connection between everything, much in the same way that the MCU made serious connections between things. But yeah. But as far as the role playing game that we're going to be utilizing, the one that we're thinking about is brain's not working. The sort of Edge of the Empire. It's going to be a modified Edge of the Empire setting, which we'll then talk to Edge Studios about putting out as a modified Star Wars setting. So it'll be the setting of our thing. Well, we want to kind of repair some. It almost doesn't need any repair, but there are certain things that I'd like to do, with it. And we're gonna play it a little different. Like we're gonna give a lot of gonna give the GM a lot of like leeway on like what happens, like with advantage and disadvantage and stuff like. Hey, Ron, welcome. Sorry, man, didn't mean to make you sign up for a new thing. It makes it easier to have everybody in one chat area because it's a thing. I need to go out to karaoke. Pretty desperately. I've been working on a new set of songs. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so the way that the actual game works is that there's a set of dice that have like advantage and disadvantage on them. So like built within the dice mechanic is that moment when Han Solo has to roll to see whether or not he sees Boba Fett. Okay, he fails to see Boba Fett, but he gets so much advantage that he accidentally hits him in the jetpack and knocks him into the Sarlacc pit. Like it's that kind of like a game. So the way that the way the dice rolling works, it naturally creates these wildly cinematic events as long as you've got a storyteller that can go ahead and add those events in. When you're playing it without a great storyteller, there's a list of things that you can spend the advantage and disadvantage on, but I don't like that as much. I like the idea. The karaoke is what you're talking about. But anyways, I like the idea of having, allowing that agency to be given to a storyteller, like somebody who's a writer or something like that. For karaoke, I try to go as often as humanly possible. Again, like I was saying earlier, I sing in a band when I was younger, and it's sort of being in karaoke is like having a band without having a band. Like I get to get up there and sing. Yeah, well, the thing is that especially whenever you're dealing with something like what we're going to be doing, there's going to be a narrative that's in place. Is Nore Bang? It's practically a religion. Nice. See, now that sounds awesome. I will have to at some point in time come to Korea. Are you still in Korea, Ron? Oh, okay. Not since 2013. Okay. Yeah, I thought you had said that you had come back. But yeah, do you know if they have shows like conventions and stuff like that in Korea? I would be willing to like check one out, whatnot. I'm a guest in Budapest this year, so that's exciting. Like, they invited me. They saw me. I think if they saw me at San Diego Comic-Con, and then they invited me to come out and do, yeah. Why don't you go back, man? I mean, are you not able to? Every day of my life, I walk till I eat my bones. At the end of the day, my child. Okay. All right, here we go. From my eyes, oh, somebody. All right, you know what? So that I can denote these guys by themselves, I'm going to go ahead and select the color, the baseline-ish color that is going to be part of it. Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, I should check it out then. If you have any information on the convention, pop it over to me. I'd love to do it. You're almost aged out of the English as a second language in the foreign language field? Huh. Why is that? I mean, like, is it, like, how do you age out of something like that? Is it just it doesn't pay very well, or? Because I can imagine that. Ooh, somebody, anybody find me? Use my feet. He's alright. Oh, that's understandable. Well, I mean, it's not. It sucks, but I mean, you see that a lot everywhere, I think. I'm infinitely grateful on a daily basis that I started this when I did. Because, at the time that I did this, I was kind of, sort of, like, thinking about the future. I wanted to be a geneticist, but that didn't happen. It is true. It is true. You're a very handsome man. But, it's not... Looks can't get you everywhere, Ron. Alright? That's what I'm trying to say. Somebody to love. Alright, let's give this a fill layer. Brown color. There we go. Deselect. There. Duplicate layer. Edit. So, what I'm listening to right now is, yeah, Italy's kind of amazing. I really rather like it. It is, I don't actually know what their rules are on, like, residency and stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of lucky in that regard. I don't have to really worry about it as much. They're kind of they have a lot of love for me and my art. And so as a result, things go over pretty well for me. I have an apartment and I don't really even think I'm supposed to. I'm not sure. It's all very complicated. And really it boils down to, for me, I got kind of sponsored, I guess, by a citizen, well, several citizens, to vouch for me, and then that allowed me to get like a codis fiscal, and it allowed me to rent an apartment there. And now that I have those things in place, yeah, Luca, with two C's. Yeah, because the CC is a k sound in Italian. But yeah, it's, they just kind of, now that I'm there and I've got those things in place, it's going to be easier for me to kind of get residency. And then, really, once you have residency, it's practically the same as being a citizen. In a lot of the European countries, you're able to vote, you're encouraged to vote, you get health care, you have all the stuff that normally comes along with it. Because it would just be more of a pain in the ass to like differentiate it. You know what I mean? So they don't really have billing systems in place, you know, for things like that. You know, why would they bother? Really, when it boils right down to it. Not interested in. They're not interested in. Well, again, come back to that first world thing. What everybody defines as a first world country is, sorry, not link merge. Your money is less important than your citizens, and that's where healthcare comes from. Yellow paint, and I have the caps lock on. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, dude, that sucks. You go back and start that process, or has it been too long since that process happened? And how do they make you? But how do they make you a commodity? Is it what the government is? No, so no, for not in Italy, dude. Like, the idea is that, like, for them, I'm a cultural commodity in a lot of ways, because I'm an artist, so basically their tiers are very interesting, across the board. Like, for me to be me being oh, that sucks. Yeah, starting over. It's kind of like college then, isn't it? Like, once you've been gone for like 8 years, they're like, well, you got to start over. You know, like, because after in college, after 8 years, they begin to drop off and whatnot. So that sucks a lot. Hey guys, hold on a minute. I am going to go grab a glass so that I can have a drink. So I'll be right back. Oh. Ugh. All right, I'm back. All right. Going to do some wine. It's a Pinot Grigio. I think it's a shitty Pinot Grigio, but it's still a Pinot Grigio. Won't you smile for me? All right. Yellow paint. Underbody 1. All you got to do is say so when you feel cold. I'm sorry, man. Nothing's ever, permanent. There's always a possibility of getting back there. Just got to figure out what you can do that's also there, and that they might be able to hire you for and whatnot. I know it's a lot more difficult. Again, I take a lot of where I'm at for granted, because I just I just artists are just weird. You know, they fall outside of a lot of rules, and we kind of like, you know, have some weird definitions. You know, so all right. Let me get back to this for a minute, though. Would you laugh and sing? Be like don't break your bone, baby, places Alright, yellow. Layer 2. Start here. Coloring your cheeks. Did you ever get that feel that you got shifted tan that sticks? Some laces up your sleeve. You know I do that you're in deep. Yeah, I'm not a huge so I love this song by the Arctic Monkeys. It's like just kind of the definition of sexy in a lot of ways. But then there's a lot of other Arctic Monkeys that I'm not sure that I love. So it's one of those things. Like I have an alarm that goes off in the morning that, you know, I set up this song, but it's just playing like random Arctic Monkey songs. And I'm almost feeling like maybe there are two bands called the Arctic Monkeys, and one of them is these guys, and then there's the other guys, which aren't great. And they're a little weird. But I mean, and then part of it is like the voice sounds similar enough that I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's a thing. Maybe I'm too and yours to fall for somebody new. Now I've thought it through. Oh, let me just do this. Get this guy. Been wondering if your heart's still open, and if so, I wanna know what time it shuts. Time to park her up. Time to interrupt. It's just I'm constantly on the cusp. I'm trying to kiss you. Yeah. Listen to Sleep Token. Huh. Yeah, no, I haven't heard this, guys. Yeah, digital art is, digital art's just art, though, Ron. You know what I mean? Like, it really is, like, I get a little bit, like, I feel like there's so many people out there that think that digital art is somehow different. It's not, you know? Like, most of the things that I'm doing right now, I can do well because I learned drawing, you know? Without that base of like knowing how to draw, like a lot of this kind of falls by the wayside, you know. And this is all just the basic, you know, layout stage of all of this. The rest of the stuff kind of goes quicker, you know. But I mean, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with across the board kind of an eraser, you know. I'm going to erase away some of the stuff that's on here, and then it's going to be left with you know, some more like dynamic feeling things. And then really the big step, like the thing that really drives everything home is that last little part where you put the highlights and shadows onto it. And that's really what drives it all home. And of course, like, the design elements of like the background and stuff like that. Spend a lot of time stumbling through these things because they are, I think I just realized I can still use this. Look at that. I am falling in love with this. Well then, here, here's the thing, Ron. Like that's just like. So, are you trying to do it with like a Wacom tablet that's like down here, or are you doing it like on a Wacom Cintiq like I have right here? Because if you can't do the there's oftentimes a disconnect between the pads that you have down here and the screen. It's just hard to learn to like draw down here while you're looking up here. It's just kind of weird. But there is a great inexpensive version. There's like one that's from Huion, and then there's one that's called XP Pen. That you can get that are just as good as a Wacom. They just don't have the touch functionality on it. It all is all in the pen. And again, you just play with that for like a few hours a day, and in no time you're gonna break that thing. You just draw on it, like pull up a thing in Photoshop and just draw something, and it's going to suck to begin with. But again, it's all just like getting your brain in the right area to figure it all out, marry it all together, Did I tell you I was wrong? Well, I was wrong. You're wonderful, yeah. Deselect. Alright. Are you out, man? Alright, well, cool. Listen, I'm going to be doing these a lot. So if you're on Twitch, this is just the first one. I'll see you guys around, And like I said, this guy here, I'm going to continue to work on it. Yeah, you see me here. I'll be around. Like I said, hopefully a lot more frequently. I want to try to sort of record all of these things that I'm making, one for tutorials, one so that I can just kind of take them and speed them up, like go from like beginning to end and just show a speed creation thing and stuff like that. It's all about like we're trying really hard to like kind of build our thing, our online presence and whatnot. Aside from the doodle, I haven't drawn in years. Yeah, the thing is, that's actually one of the things that we talk about in like my class on like artists and being an artist and whatnot, is that's not a shameful thing. The thing is that like art should be there in the capacity that it needs to be there in order to help you. Sorry, I just realized that from a person just listening to my conversation right now, I sound like I'm wildly schizophrenic because I'm having two separate conversations with two separate people as they're putting things in the chat. So there's that. It's if you can stop doing art, then art is a thing that you keep to bring you happiness. If you can't, then you have to be an artist because you won't do anything else. The converse of that is that being an artist is also it's also a lot of work. I mean, it's 80 hours a week usually, and it's often thankless, and it comes with a lot of like emotional stress that is wrapped up in self-worth and stuff like that. And so I don't know, I feel like it's my job to like discourage people from being artists, because being an artist can, I mean, it's worth it for me because I have the obsession. But if you don't have the obsession, I don't know what it would do to you, you know? So, it's a thing. You might end up hating art and then seriously never pick up a pencil again, and that would be tragic, you know? There's an adage about art school that says something like 90% of art school graduates, not only do they not become artists, but they never go on to produce another piece of artwork. And it's because art school replicates what your life is going to be. It's actually a really good idea to like get you into a place where you understand what you're about to be doing, you know, what you're about to be part of. It's a lifestyle change, which sucks, you know. But I can't imagine doing anything else now. Hell, Ron, I was gonna be a geneticist, you know, and here I am as an artist. It's just one of those things, you know. So I would tell you that you should like look into getting into something that is artist adjacent, you know. I mean, hell, if you're in Detroit still, like, you know, and you have any kind of startup capital at all, buy a fucking gallery, dude. You're in Tennessee. You work at the Tennessee DMV. Okay, well, as far as soul crushing goes, that you're really going out on a limb there. But yeah, no. Tennessee's the same way. You know, like there is a huge, you know, pool and need for art in areas like Tennessee and Detroit and, you know, and things like that. Like all of these places that are beginning to wake up, you know, in a lot of ways. There's a place to be on the forefront of things. If you can buy a property in an area that's just on the edge of gentrification and start an art gallery there, then the gentrification will actually hit it, and when it does, you will have one hell of an investment. So when it really boils down to it, you know, like, I don't know, I've never been big into like real estate or anything. I bought one house because I had to, and then you know, we gave it to the studio because neither one of us really wanted it. So, you know, and I'm actually considering buying property in Italy and in France at this point in time. Know my breath. Making love to you was never second best. Okay. And it was always mission nice. Alright, let's see what we can do here. This is where the moment of truth for this design concept is. I'm really excited about this. Because I'm going to do this whole thing. Like, I don't love this design here, you know. I think that maybe I need... Oh, wow. Yeah, that's kind of what's happened here in Ohio, too. You know, and here in Columbus, where I'm at, they actually just approved a, what's it called? My God. Come on, brain, work with me. Intel plant here in Columbus, and that is just a thing. Let's see what we can do here. I'll stop the world down the mouth with you. And it's getting better. Mistakes. I've made a few. I've made myself to my face, but I'll come through. Hey! How's it going, Steve? I have a line of property. Might have. Yeah, why not? I mean, is it in a place where you could do something artistically related and stuff like that? Nice to see you again. Yeah, no, I'm working on the Ghost from Rebels, as you might imagine. Now, of the world. It is true. It is late. But, you know, it's how I roll. Well, give me a call tomorrow. We'll kind of go from there. I've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm going to be on here a lot more. In the hills of mid-Tennessee, the Juices. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, Creative Juices. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you know, they flow like butter. All right, man. Cool. No worries. I will see you later. And, you know, it was great catching up. And Will, I love you too, man. I will talk to you soon. Okay. And thanks, Steve. Yeah, it is. Have you not watched Rebels? Ciao. No comment. You know you're gonna need to watch Rebels before we start the stream. Well, you know what the solution to that is? Practice. You just need to practice your Star Wars foo. Oh, did I fill this? Did you fill? Yes, I did. Deselect. Duplicate. No, I need this one. Flip horizontal. Start outstanding. Yeah, so yeah, when you call tomorrow, I'll catch you up on all the crazy life shit. Indeed. I'll talk to you soon, man. Cheers. Can't touch you. Oh. All right. Give a big guns. Fire in the snow. Fire in the Taco Bell. Gates of hell. Don't you want to know why I keep starting fires? Alright. Oops. Alright, whatever. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, we kills. High voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, we kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch. It's my desire. It's my desire. Don't you want to know how we keep starting fires? It's my desire. It's my desire. Danger, danger. High voltage. We would touch. We would kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. Touch. We would kiss. We would touch. Danger, danger. High voltage. We would touch. We would kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch. We would kiss. When we touch. We would kiss. Lover. Disco. Fire in the disco. Fire in the Taco Bell. Fire in the gates of hell. You can tell girls who wanna smile if it takes just a little while. Let's win. See things in a different way. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be here. And even better than before. 'Cause yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. As once before. See what tomorrow will do. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. Yeah, been here right before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Nope, I haven't checked out Facebook in a while. If it takes just a little while, that's true. Now to you, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. Even before. But even better before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. me so more than you ever know. You the way that I do. There's nothing I can do about it. Maybe all you can give. Can't live without it. The way that I do. Anything you ask me to. If you want another kind of lover, I'll wear a mask for you. Left my hand, or you wanna strike me down and deselect. You understand, 'cause I'm your man. You want a box, we'll step. Okay. Each of you. Come inside, or if you wanna take me for a ride. I'm your man. Ooh, the moon's too bright, the chain's too tight, the beast won't go to sleep. Running through these promises to you that I made, I could not keep. But a man never got a woman back, not by begging on his knees. But I crawl to you, baby, then I fall at your feet, and I'll yell at the cootie like a dog in heat. Sheets and say, please, I'm your man. Street for you. And if you wanna walk the streets alone, disappear for you. If you want a father for your child, or you wanna walk with me a while across the sand. So, this is an important piece of information that I'm an idiot and I haven't done yet, but I'm gonna do right now, as I haven't fucking saved this yet. So, that's important. Now, the irony and the terrible, terrible, terribleness of all of it is that at any moment here it could crash, and I would lose everything, and I would just be fucked. Now, to be fair, Photoshop has become pretty goddamn awesome over the years, and it does actually save it, kind of, a little bit, here and there. Got the bone on the railroad track. Confusion where I'm at. So I've been hoodoo. Alright. Almost at a stopping point, I think, for the evening. Just to be fair, lost, you know. I've been hoodoo. Hoodoo. He's the one guy in the room. I think it might be Decon Venderman. Dwayne Plain. All right. Almost there. In a little while, I was falling in love. Huh? Did it actually work? Yes. Second verse. It. Made me cry. No one. Flip. This is the other piece I'm working on, but I'm almost done with. Let me save this real quick because everything's alright. This could take a minute. Oh, or not. I guess we're not quite there yet. Once we get the textures in, it gets a little wonky. I'll try something new this time. When it's all said and done, I'm going to actually do a smart object. Then I'm going to do a copy of that, and I'm going to do a flat JPEG of that image as well, and I'm going to pop it on top. So it's going to be, not that anybody understands what I'm saying here, but you know what? Later on, it's all going to make sense. You're in love with. Make you feel like you're all alone. Tell you everything you know in your pocket. Get it. Kill myself that I. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Makes you feel good, oh yes you do. In the streets, looking good, but baby deep down in your arms, you know it ain't right. Hear me when I cry. Myself and I can kick his pain in your house. Alright, guys. Alright. So, with that being said, that was, so to give everybody an idea when you're really working about it, like I probably spent a good hour and a half working on this prior to this stream. I didn't start it because I'm an idiot, so, but it's going now. And so the thing is, like an hour and a half into it, and like the model is almost there. You know, there's going to be some things here and there. I may give some angles and, you know, do some cool stuff with sort of the feel of some of the pieces. But like for the most part, the redesign is all about creating something that is going to be, for the most part, a sort of realism-based ghost. Which, you know, it's very cool. You know, really loved Rebels. It was a great show. So, you know, it's my little homage to it. And, you know, it may change down the way, or it may just keep it the way that it is. The thing is that, like, for me, it's not about being accurate, you know. It's about giving somebody a piece of artwork that is going to sort of exemplify some angles and stuff like that, you know. So, well, not angles, but like exemplify some like, you know, some nostalgia, you know, in a lot of ways, especially with these guys. I'm hoping here in the next couple of days I'll be doing some painting things as well. Also be doing some drawing, and yeah, so stay tuned. I think that it may all start with moving everything over to my personal page, but it's still going to stream here on Studio Side as well. So just, you know, like both pages, and we're going to go from there.